Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into two parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. Hello, friends. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports Studio. Impact Power Sports, great place to pick up a Yamaha a Yamaha golf cart. You can also shop their ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, e-bikes, go-karts, scooters, lawnmowers, anything like that, you know? Those zero turns really make cutting the lawn fun. Probably get a good deal this time of year, considering we're getting ready to put all that stuff away for the year. Anyway, they're in Rockford, Michigan, ImpactPowerSportsMI.com. Yesterday was an outstanding day for the Great Food Giveaway. We got 3 more folks to hook us up. Thank you to Chris, Josh D, and Rebecca. Rebecca, that's the second donation that Rebecca has made. That would be known as Miss Twaddalot in the chat. You're very, very sweet. I think, didn't you say something about it was your dog's birthday and it's from Hank? I thought I saw that, but I might be wrong. Anyway, we now sit at $1,576.20 needed. We're not entirely sure of the total amount of cash that will be needed as we wait for the folks at the Standale Meyer to get the total. I know I keep saying that every day, but literally I am. This whole process moves because of audience members' efforts, and the multi-talented Mike Ball. He said, okay, we're going to buy this food at the Standale Meyer. We have fired the Jennison Meyer because there's too many mutants working there that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. So they were fired, and now we spend our money at the Standale Meyer. But Mike is kind of like, all right, hey, price this stuff out. I need this because this fundraiser is ongoing right now, and EZ likes to have a goal in mind for how much we are to spend. And he's still waiting for that info. And I don't want to indict them. All right. Now, at some point, I would. Like last year, I waited till the end of Great Food Giveaway before I crucified the morons at the Mutant Meyer in Jennison, Michigan. Absolute fucking shithole. All right? The worst. They almost ruined last year's Great Food Giveaway. We had to scramble, and thank God for the folks at the Standale Meyer for getting all of our needs logistically taken care of at a moment's notice because of some fucking asshole at the Jennison Meyer. I said to Mike, I go, why did they hire mutants? The place is full of mutants. It looks like Walmart. All right. Yesterday, complete transparency. Catastrophic end of the day for the EZ diet. The EZ last call diet. This is my last chance. If I don't turn this around, I'm not saying that I'm dead, but I'm looking at it this way. And I'm wrapping up the day, and I'm done eating. I've had nothing weird. I finished the day with some cut up raw vegetables. I mean, that's fantastic. Pooh Bear comes home about 8 o'clock at night, and she was at the local Mexican joint with her pals, and she brought home leftovers. I'm done eating. I am not hungry. You know where this is going. You know where this is going. She goes, what do you, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save this for tomorrow. I'll eat this tomorrow. And I got it out of the to-go thing and was going to put it in the little, like a paper plate with like some tinfoil over it. Put it in the fridge for later. Becca Shea says, how can you pass up Mexican? I didn't. I ate it right there. I said, I actually put it on the plate and I go, oh, yeah. You know, I mean, I'm done eating for the day, so no big deal. All right, I'll eat it now. Rebecca says, just wait until Jeremy hears this. Yeah, you know, I mean, he's the one who has lost over 130 pounds in a year. He said, easy, get your shit together. He's right. He's right. So back on the horse today. By the way, after I finished that food, and it wasn't a ton. It was probably maybe 2/3 of a cup of Spanish rice. I had probably 2/3 of a cup of black beans and 1/2 of a enchilada. So it wasn't devastating. But then I said, oh, well, that was good. Now I might as well wash it down with an ice cream cone. Oh, no, what an asshole. In a moment's notice, it's completely, like, a whole day is fucked at that point. Why do I do that? Stevie writes, dude, what the fuck? Alan writes, random question. Does Amanda qualify for heavy preggers now? Okay. For those who don't know, I will steal some of the thunder on the Patreon bonus podcast. Amanda announced that she hadn't been feeling well for a couple of weeks. Now, she also recently revealed that she has been very aggressively making love to a few suitors. Like, intense lovemaking has been going on, and these are flat-out booty calls. And so the first thing I thought was when she said she hasn't been feeling well for like 2 weeks, feeling like she's going to vomit, I said to her, I go, hey, is there a chance you could be preggers? I mean, have you thought about this? She goes, I have thought about that. That's why Alan says, does Amanda qualify for heavy preggers now? I don't think so, because she indicated that she's been taking her birth control. So, I mean, that's a very difficult thing for a pregnancy to occur when a person is taking birth control. Those drugs are very powerful, as I understand it. She does say, though, that she found mold in her house. Mystery solved. Okay. What part of your body did you find the mold on? All right. I hope you're fine. Clean up the mold. The great food giveaway, like I indicated to you, $1,576.20 now. And I believe we have 23 people, if I remember correctly, who have now helped us out. And I'm very, very happy with that. Our virtual hat passing continues. And as always, leading up to the great food giveaway, I will, every single show that I do here, I am going to give you this update. So, and I can't stress enough, you do not have to give a lot of money. We've had people give $5 and $10. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All we need is the numbers. I have the numbers. You know, I'm not Joe Rogan, but I still have the numbers. A few thousand a day is going to easily take care of this. Thank you. So there you go. I just posted it on the chat. help with the donation as we pass our virtual hat for the Great Food Giveaway number 6. Venmo at Eric Zaitunian. I'm sorry, at Eric-Zaitunian. Cash App, all one word, $ Eric Zaitunian. PayPal, search Eric Zane Show, LLC, and get after it. Together, we will raise the funds. We will buy the food. And then we will give it all away on Tuesday, December 23rd. Nick, the electrician, is here. He says, I got a surprise bonus yesterday. Fat donation incoming. Of course. You're as sweet as peaches despite your tough, hard candy shell exterior. Thank you very much for that. We are, of course, also giving away pet food with the Grand Rapids Pit Bull Alliance on Tuesday, December 23rd. We're giving away giant bags of apples. Thank you to Nyblad Orchards. And then Team Pink. As you know, ladies have to spend a lot of money for, that time of the month. So we're doing our part. Megan came up with this. Everybody came up with this. I didn't come up with any of this. Again, I did none of this. I'm just talking about it. That's my only real thing that I do here is I talk about it on this show, and it seems to work. That's my role here, is just discuss it, spread the word, encourage support. Excuse me. And away we go. So there is the link for the feminine hygiene products wish list. We have 1 month and 2 days until the Great Food Giveaway, and we've kind of plateaued. So, some of these feminine hygiene products, as you can see, are dirt cheap. You could spend $10 and get a number of these Amazon basics. We need 150. We have 21 now. The other Amazon Basics products are quite inexpensive. $5 a pack, $3.78 a pack. Or you can take that money and buy the Playtex Sport tampons. Or the period cups. We only have 2 packages of period cups purchased. Now, when you buy them on the wish list, they are shipped directly to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. If you want to support, and you let's say you can't, you literally can't support $1. That's totally cool. I get it. Show up and join us on Tuesday, the 23rd of December, and hang out starting at 1 p.m. We start giving away the food at 3 p.m. Rebecca says if you buy any 4 of the Amazon products, you get 10% off the order. Outstanding. Thank you. Did not know that. You're very sweet for pointing that out. And you all are. It is quite a sight when you see the cars all lined up there. And last year was, we finally got over the hump. Like there were lulls in the previous, last year was year 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There were always lulls in those days where we'd give away a number of boxes of food and then we'd wait. We used to have to stand at the corner and wave people down, so that was kind of like randos, but people still needed the boxes of food. Last year, not so much. Fox 17 really kicked it into the stratosphere by being nice enough to have me there 1 week beforehand, and that will be the case again this year to talk about it. And that's the point of going on to Fox 17, just to make sure that the public is aware. I mean, I'd love to think that my stupid, silly little podcast got them all there, but no. It's the support of people like them, so thank you. Very cool. Yeah, some of those previous years, it was like, what the heck? What are we going to do with all this food? Then a couple of food pantries. Like I think on year 1 or year 2, a food pantry showed up and said, we'll take whatever you have left over. We had a lot. We had like 50 meals. Like, here you go. Skip says, do we know how many of the audience will show up? No. Off top of my head, at least 20. The more the merrier. Okay? Previous years, when we had the great Zaniac Exodus, when all the losers left, and then they couldn't stop harassing me at every single turn, when they hosted We Hate Eric Zane parties with scarecrows with my face on it. Former show supporter, now local maggot, Mike Stalkerito. Initially, when we started this, before he lost his mind, would show up on the corner dressed as Santa Claus. Then, after the great Zaniac Exodus, he still tried showing up. He actually did show up. And the ladies were on the corner directing people to come down the street, and then we told them to come back because we had no more food. This was on year number 4. So they come back off the corner. An asshole goes onto the corner, dressed up as Santa still, directing cars down the street. And we see him there. We're like, oh, fuck. There he is, that fucking asshole. And so last year we made it a concerted effort to say, fuck you, stay away. And then he went and he picked up a guitar dressed as Santa Claus and shot a video about that, singing some stupid song that he wrote. The guy is fucking unhinged, in my opinion. But I think he finally got the fucking message. Bob says, easy scarecrows? You mean sex dolls? Runner girl Amy says, I will be there. Megan will be there. Linda and Maureen will be there. Mike Ball will be there. Jackie and Justin will be there. Sarah will be there, no doubt. She always is. Kuipers will be there. Black Belt Nick, that's a first-timer. Plans on being there. I'm sure Stevie will be there. Rebecca says, hot take, Mike is as crazy and as weird as Dean. Megan says, Brian and the kids will be there. All right. Today I am out and about at in Walker, Michigan with Kuiper Tree Care because I came up with an idea. I said, let me show up at one of your jobs and I'll do Mike Rowe. We'll shoot video of it. I'll publish it. It's for Kuiper Tree Care. Been meaning to do this for months. Finally is happening today at 2 p.m. That's why I will be getting after this show today so that I finish this one up and as quickly as I possibly can get after the Patreon bonus because I have to be out of here by 1:35 p.m. That's my plan. Fingers crossed that I do not get caught into the chipper. Megan says so many great food giveaway virgins will be there. Yesterday on this show, I started out the program discussing with you that that was a horrible incident on the radio on Q100, and the Patreon folks heard this already, but it's worth telling the story again. I tried to get the audio yesterday at about this time. It did not work out. I have it now. I'm going to play it for you right now. Just a reminder on the background, I'm here. I'm doing Three-Peat Thursday, 9 a.m. Thursday, 3 in a row from your favorite Q100 artists. Everything's great. Bruce Springsteen, can't go wrong with that. Glory Days. I go, all right, yeah, I'll play Glory Days, but I'm going to play the live version. So there's several live versions. I pick one, I play it, and as Springsteen's vamping on, you know, in that studio version of that song, if you remember, from Born in the USA, that album. As Glory Days winds down, you know, it's a rowdy song. You hear Bruce go, hey, you want to go home now? Well, he's doing that on stage, and the crowd is going, we don't want to go home. We don't want to go home. Hey, little Steven, you want to go home? I don't want to go home. Oh, all right, we're not going to go home. That's stupid. Whatever. And then I thought I heard it. I heard the boss going, I just want to fucking go home. What the? That got my attention. I go, all right. Radar is on high. And then he said it again, but the second time he said it, the band stopped playing. If Max Weinberg don't want to go home, ain't nobody fucking going home. It's like, oh, no. Oh, my God. It was horrible. It was the cleanest F-bomb. The cleanest F-bomb I have ever heard on the radio since 1985. You might have a fleeting one here and there, but it was the most clear. Like the first F-bomb, there was music underneath it. The second F-bomb, after he references Max Weinberg, and then I immediately pot down the music and jumped in and had to fix this. This is how it sounded yesterday.
Do you want to go home? I still want to fucking go home. And as we know, if Max Weinberg don't go home, nobody goes fucking home.
All right. Now that caught me off guard. I don't want to live in a world where the boss is dropping F-bombs. Are you kidding me? For the love of God, when I play these, I'm counting on the boss not using salty language. My apologies. That was awful. What is he, a gangster rapper, for God's sake? When did Bruce Springsteen start dropping horrible language on his recordings? And typically, there'll be like a little E next to the track that there's nasty words in it. I would have never dreamed that the song Glory Days would have horrible language. My gosh. That next song is called My City of Ruins. It's a wonderful song. You should look it up and listen to it. It's a hymn. Chris and Alan say full Zaytunian mode there. You have to. You have to be in full Zaytunian mode. Ryan knows a thing or two about presenting. He says, handled like a true pro as always. Thank you, Ryan. As numerous audience members say hello to Ryan, who is extremely busy, but when he shows up here, everybody just falls in love with him all over again. Tyler says, Zaytunian mode, quote, golly gee, I can't believe that fella uttered a filthy word like that. 100%. Tyler says that when the boss said it, he said it in slow-mo as well. For the love. All right. This part.
Nobody goes fucking home.
Yeah, that was clean.
Fucking.
Ain't nobody.
Nobody goes fucking home.
Oh. Okay. Ridiculous. Maureen says, you've never told me the story of when you met the boss. Really? I thought the last time we brought this up, I said it on the air. You haven't heard this story? Because I will tell it again. Fridays are often good for story time, even though people have heard this story many times. I'll let the audience be the judge. Should I tell the Springsteen story again? Because it's one for the ages. The Springsteen story is one that is so ridiculous, it sounds made up. Okay? It sounds like it's the type of story that every time I tell it, you add details to make it more ridiculous. But like I've indicated many times to you, I don't butter my bread by changing things in the story from when they happen. It's so much easier just to tell it, because then if I tell it again, the consistency is there. It was I was living in New Jersey, not far from Asbury Park, New Jersey, where Springsteen cut his teeth at venues like the Stone Pony. In fact, this story starts at the Stone. Hey, folks, it's EZ from my friends at Uncommon Goods. The holiday season is here, so start your shopping here. Go to uncommongoods.com. Click where it says Christmas shopping. You've got gifts for her, for him, for the grandparents, for the kids, for the teens, for your friends. Oh, my gosh. Artisan, handcrafted, amazing gifts for you and yours. Truly, everything that is cool is found at Uncommon Goods. You can get lost on the website with the amount of products that are there. Uncommon Goods partners with some of the most creative people on the planet and puts all of their offerings on one spot for you to shop in the convenience of your home. I love Uncommon Goods, and you will too. And don't forget that when you shop at uncommongoods.com, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses, and many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. And with every purchase that you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 back to a nonprofit partner of your choice. Wow. They've donated more than $3.1 million to date. Don't wait. Cross those names off your list before the rush. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/Zane. That's uncommongoods.com/Zane for 15% off. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. Pony. I'm at the Stone Pony broadcasting. This is 2002, 2003. Springsteen has come out with an album called The Rising, inspired by all of the events from 9/11. It's a fantastic release. I love that album. About 4 blocks away from the Stone Pony is Convention Hall. It's a relic of a building that they still maintain, despite Asbury Park at the time being a total shithole. Asbury Park, since then, again, this is more than 20 years ago, has been revitalized and gentrified, which is outstanding. I love that word. You know, whenever you hear about, oh, man, the neighborhood's been gentrified, I'm like, that's good. You want that. Springsteen says, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to release The Rising at Convention Hall. And we're going to have the Today Show there. So the night before, we actually we're at Convention Hall, and they were doing a rehearsal. Now, remember specifically, Springsteen in New Jersey is like the Beatles in 1964 when they came to America, because I'll never forget this. There is a ramp that goes underneath Convention Hall where the vehicles park, and it was all Springsteen's people, and they come after they've rehearsed the night before. We were there also. Him and the band members pull out in their vehicles, and people are chasing down the street the vehicles. It was incredible. Next day, we're broadcasting. I'm broadcasting, and we had a few minutes. So I said to this guy, Rob Fulmer, who's known as Jetman. I've talked about Jetman many times. He's been on this show. I go, Rob, let's go ride over to Convention Hall on a bike. There was a bike there. Someone left a bike. I go, you get on the bike. I'll pedal, and we'll go to Convention Hall and come right back. We get there, and there's a line. It hasn't opened up yet. It's very early in the day. And we want to go up to the windows and, like, look in, you know? And this is key. I have a blue polo shirt with a collar, short sleeve. Looks like the same color as Best Buy gear. And I had a lanyard that said 1057 The Hawk. And it didn't do anything. It was just for show. It didn't allow you anything, but it looked like an access pass, I guess. So I'm there, khaki shorts, blue shirt, lanyard, and then Fulmer is in suit and tie because he's a salesman. And we're walking toward those doors, and we're having a conversation. We're not paying attention to the guy who is at the door, and he's a body. He's not a body. He's security, big burly guy. And as we're walking towards the door, we're going to go peek in. The guy grabs the door and opens it for us. We're getting closer to him. And I said to Rob, I go, you see this? He says, yeah, keep going. So we walk in. We are now in the foyer of Convention Hall. The door closes behind us, and it's quiet. There's people outside like, Bruce. Like, holy shit. So that we are alone. And then we wander, and he goes, follow me. And we go into the area where the performances take place. Now, this is probably 800, 900 seats, 1,000 maybe. I don't know. And they've got the stage set up, and it's lots of cameras for the Today Show. There's no one in there. We go and we sit in the seats alone, and we're looking at go, wow, this is awesome. Oh, my God. Holy shit. But we don't know where this is going to take us. Now, at this point, I've left the radio station. They were expecting me back in 3 minutes. It's now 10. And I said, this is an opportunity for a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. And fuck it. Whoever is there, you go on the air. I'm not going back there because I'm going to see this to the end. And you're just going to have to understand. No offense, but fuck you. So we get bored, Rob and I, Jetman. We get up and we wander out of where the band plays in Convention Hall. And this particular building is very old, and it has I think it's called a veranda. It's like a deck that goes all around the structure. Nice, really nice. Like a giant porch all the way around the facility. And we walk out onto it, and there's tables set up with hospitality, we assume, for the performers. So we go, oh, fuck yes. So we each get food. And then we're kind of walking around. Now, it overlooks the beach in Asbury. Because you have deck, beach, thousands of people that are hoping for a glimpse of him, Springsteen or the band. It's a big deal. There's camera booms all on the beach aiming at the building. And we are leaning on the railing overlooking the porch. And we're both eating. And then we hear, hey! We're like, uh-oh, this is it. This is the big one. And then a guy, we look down, probably about 30 feet away, still in the porch area. A guy has poked his head out. He goes, no eating on camera. And we go, yep, our bad. Sorry. The fuck is that supposed to mean? We go back to doing what we're doing. I'm leaning on the railing the way I'm leaning right now on this table. And we're just looking at thousands of people on the beach. We're just milling about. And then all of a sudden, similar to like World War Z, that movie, or any zombie movie, when the zombies see the person, they like start running toward. All these people start like a horde approaching us from the beach. We're looking down on them. We're probably like 10 feet up. And they're frantic. We're like, what the fuck? And then at about, this is a period of several seconds, we go, what are they doing? What are these people doing? And then we both think at the same time, okay, there's no way that they're doing this for you. Something's going on. We turn around, and as far as I am away from the dogs, little Bruce Springsteen. And I see the door open that was right near where that hospitality food was. And Big Clarence and Bruce's mom and Danny Federici and Max Weinberg and Gary Talent and Little Steven. They're all coming out to greet the audience on the fucking beach. And I turn around and I go, Bruce! And I go, what's up? And I put my hand out and he goes, hey! And he shakes my hand. And Rob and I are like, yeah! We're like, hey, how you doing? Everybody, the whole fucking band. And then they replaced us in that spot on the porch looking out at the beach. So that's what everybody was doing there. And we're just like, we kind of like shuffle off to the side and we're watching all of this unfold. Fast forward. I had a VCR recording all of this at my place in Jackson, New Jersey. And swear to God, there you can see all of what I just described to you happening, from getting yelled at for eating the food, to being there alone with Rob, to the interaction with the band, to the people running on the beach towards the porch. You can see all of that happen from those camera booms way off to the south of where we were on the porch. Was recording all that for the Today Show. So on the Today Show, you see all that fucking happen. It's kind of like that scene when Marty sees Doc get shot by the Libyans. It's incredible. Piano Fingerbanger says we need this video. It exists. It is out there. I gave it to Jetman. Jetman has it at his place. And I don't have it, but it does exist. If it hasn't been like destroyed by oxidation. Wow. Maureen says I was watching the Today Show that day. Now, we then went back into Convention Hall and we watched the show. And if you go to that video of us on there, I mean, of them performing, there are several shots of us like looking at the camera, waving. It was so much fun. So this all took what was supposed to be a 3-minute trip. And then that finished. We left in an orderly fashion with everybody else. And I walked back to the Stone Pony. Now, what was supposed to be a 3-minute trip was about 90 minutes. We got back there, and radio station staff was like, what happened? Where did you go? And they were pissed. And I said, well, and I explained what happened. And everybody there, except for 2 people, were understanding of what had happened. And so I basically said to the 2, go fuck yourselves. Too bad. I've got a great story to talk about. Chris in Buffalo says, this was the first time I pissed off Freebird. No, I had many, many times before that. So it was just awesome. Just awesome. Kuiper says, call Jetman. I would, but him and I have had this conversation so many times. We've actually talked about it on this show. Now, not everybody's heard that because different people listen different times of the day or just might miss a show entirely. But, yeah, that is my interaction with Bruce Springsteen. And it was ridiculous because it all just kind of like opened up for us. I'll never forget that feeling when the security guard opened that door. We were like, what is happening here? By the way, I see somebody has just sent a Oh, big Dono. Dono just sent some cheddar our way for the, what do you call it? For the Great Food Giveaway. Thank you so much. I have in front of me right now the Today Show video from that day. Megan just sent it along. Wow. Now, I can't go through it right now. Okay, so here you got Bruce playing. There's Gary Talent. There's Little Steven. There's Mighty Mighty Max Weinberg. There's commercials. There's Bruce. There's Boardwalk Hall or Convention Hall. Okay, I will go through this. There's the beach. Matt Lauer before he got in trouble. Here's the crew getting interviewed before they go on stage. This includes the commercials, too, by the way. So I will go ahead and go through this with a fine-tooth comb, and perhaps I can find exactly what we're looking for. It may be here, it may not, because this is right before Bruce starts performing. I'm hopeful that this is it. But I think I've actually reviewed this before now that it kind of comes to mind. Katie Couric. All right, but thank you anyway. I will look into it. Bob says, man, curious about the 2002 commercials. I'm getting I see a comment that's concerning me. It says RIP to the feed. I'm wondering why it says that. Is everything okay on your end as you audience members consume this edition of the Eric Zane Show podcast? I'm hoping it is. Stevie says everything is okay here. All right, good. Folks, I want to get into this story. You remember how Trump said to that reporter, quiet Piggy. He was on Air Force One, and there were two people talking to him. They're both ladies. And rather than saying, one at a time, you first, he pointed his finger directly in the face of the other one and said, quiet, Piggy. Oh, my God. Can you imagine if I was actually someone famous? Everything else the same about me except I was actually famous. And there was a press conference, and that same thing happened. And then I came home to Pooh Bear. What she would do to me if she saw the footage of me looking at a reporter in the face and saying, quiet, Piggy, while pointing my finger right in her face, what she would do to me? You know, it's my lifelong goal for the remainder of my days to have every day not with an upset Pooh Bear. Now, sometimes I make mistakes. The last time I made Pooh Bear upset was many, many months ago when I was frustrated about something, and I don't recall what. But I said to her, yeah, why don't you learn to do the laundry? That set me back big time. That was quite a loss of Pooh Bear points. And I very, very rarely misstep like that. But the problem when you rarely misstep, that when you do step in it, she's so not used to that it's going to take a long time to dig out of that hole. So that was an ugly, ugly day. And so, honestly, you have to, at that point, you can be have a bucket full of Pooh Bear points that you took you considerable time to fill up, but you can lose it in an instant. That's what happened. So I can just imagine how much trouble I would be in if I behaved like that, let alone did it to her. Chris, who works in wastewater treatment, says that Pooh Bear point loss was the equivalent of me taking a shit bath to the face. Skip says, why did you respond with that? I don't remember. I just know it was bad. I can't remember a lot of the things that happen in my life ever. Ryan says, in this hypothetical, it's clear that Eric Zane was the one talking to the reporter, not Eric Zaitunian. What are you talking about? Oh, the Trump thing. Well, anyway, Trump did that. I can't believe I didn't know where you were going with that. I was just talking about it. Man Bun Chris is here. He says, who has two thumbs and always forgets about the Friday early start? This guy. Morning, everyone. Welcome. Yeah, we're 46 minutes into this deal. You just missed the great Springsteen story when I met him in Asbury Park. All right. So if I'm the president and I do that to a reporter, I come home, I get my ass kicked. I think I'm going to have to actually say I'm sorry at some point, which I hate to say sorry. But with that big of a fuck up, I'm going to have to say sorry. Trump is not going to say sorry. In fact, Trump didn't say a word of it, but the person who did is the White House spokesperson, Karoline Leavitt. This is the response when a reporter asks about that moment.
What did the president mean when he called the reporter Piggy?
What did the president mean when he called the reporter Piggy? Now, the smart answer, I should say, the truthful answer is, yeah, he was insulting her in a horrible way. That's the truth. That's what happened. Yes, he was insulting her. But listen to how she spins this. She doesn't really answer it. She just says this.
Look, the president is very frank and honest with everyone in this room. You've all seen it yourself. You've all experienced it yourselves. And I think it's one of the many reasons that the American people reelected this president, because of his frankness. And he calls out fake news when he sees it. He gets frustrated with reporters when you lie about him, when you spread fake news about him and his administration. But he also is the most transparent president in history. And he gives all of you in this room, as you all know, unprecedented access. You are in the Oval Office almost every day asking the president questions. And so I think the president being frank and open and honest to your faces rather than hiding behind your backs is frankly a lot more respectful than what you saw in the last administration, where you had a president who lied to your face and then didn't speak to you for weeks and hid upstairs and didn't take your questions. So I think everyone in this room should appreciate the frankness and the openness that you get from President Trump on a near daily basis.
That is probably the most unbelievable flipping of the script that I have ever seen in my entire life. She took a moment where Trump pointed a finger at a reporter and said, "Quiet, Piggy," and turned that in a minute and 4 seconds into it being their fault, describing that as a virtue of being frank and honest, suggested that's why he won the election, referred to that as transparency, said that they probably prefer it because he's saying it to their face, calling them a piggy, then behind their back, and then the cherry on top said Biden was a pile of shit who never talked to you. So you should probably smile and take your medicine, bitch. That's what she did there. Tyler says, quote, "The last president would call you all piggies behind your back, so I think you should be grateful that he's doing it to your face." Precisely. That's exactly what she said. Now, she said all that expertly, like a good spokesperson should, calmly, patiently, but sternly, and with a straight face. When you are paid the big bucks, you have to say those ridiculous things with a straight face. You have to gaslight and do it in a serious fashion so that these reporters, if Karoline Leavitt is successful, are going, "Oh, fuck, she's right. We shouldn't have done that. This is our fault." Oh, my God. If I'm Trump, I give her a raise. You can say what you want. But if I am in any position where I have a spokesperson, I want someone like that on my team. That's like a great lawyer in closing arguments, winning it with those final statements. Frank and honest, you're fake news. He's transparent. You're lucky. Biden couldn't do that. My God. What an ass kicking. Ryan says, you have to love how this lady spun the death to Congresswomen remarks. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. She's a real talent. She's a legend. 100%. You cannot deny that. She took 3 words, quiet, Piggy, and turned it around so that the American people are like, she's right. We love her. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.